What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT himself, Mark Rubin, has finally returned, and he has brought with him a lot of fantastic information for the future of XDefiant, and also at the same time, for all the absolute loser, scumbag, spoiled individuals out there who just couldn't stand the fact that this man was going on a little bit of a break. Boy, oh boy, you guys are going to look like absolute... I can't curse so early on in this video, but seriously, you're going to look like really bad individuals once we get into this topic, man. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive deep, if you guys are interested in more content just like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post daily here at 8 in the morning Eastern time. And if you guys want to catch any of my live streams, I'll be live today over on Twitch between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time. You guys find a link to that channel down in the description of this video. All right, so first and foremost, Roy Hibbert put a post up on Twitter saying, "Thanks on the mark. Been really enjoying play XDefiant lately." And this right here was Mark Rubin's first response after returning a little bit here, saying, "Nice, been a while. Hope you're doing well and glad you like it. We have a ton of new work that we are putting into the game, so it's just going to get better." And then further on from Brandon saying, "Oh my god, he's back. Can't wait for an update again." And with the response saying, "We'll be back updating soon. Was in Florida seeing my mom for possibly the last time. And then when we got back, dealing with team restructure and adding more devs to the project." Again, to all the absolute asshats out there who literally just couldn't fathom giving this man a little bit of time to go visit his mother. I mean, I didn't even know it was like this. When he first initially said he was leaving, it was for his mother's birthday. So assuming with the knowledge here, I'm guessing, he's just... You guys can kind of, put two and two together, right? I don't have to describe this to you. You can put two and two together yourself, unless, once again, you're one of these asshats who can't have any, just any level of emotional control or anything when it comes to, a lot of these developers and people who are working on these games. The disrespect I see all across the internet. But again, you guys have to chill. So you have to relax, okay? Like, I can't even tell you how many posts I saw on Reddit saying, "Oh my god, the communication's done, it's over, they're not talking to us anymore. Oh, bad luck for XDefiant. All these things are coming out and still nobody's talking about anything." Well, we all knew what was going on. It's not like... God, this community drives me nuts right now, man. It's crazy because it's like we came to XDefiant because we wanted to be a bit more positive and enjoy what they have to offer because they're such a fantastic development team, and we still have the same people who have no patience, like these spoiled brats who must have been given everything to them throughout their whole lives, who can't even imagine a game that might have a few problems that need to be resolved, and people who have lives that have to go and do things for their lives, that won't be sitting at a desk 24/7 to make sure that, their experience is fixed up. These people are just something different. But ladies and gentlemen, yes, that is where Mark Rubin was. I don't know why I have to explain this again for the 50,000th time, but it is what it is. I guess I gotta keep explaining it until every last person finally gets it rammed into their freaking empty skulls. But again, to Mark Rubin, I hope you're able to enjoy her 92nd birthday. And I hope that people weren't, causing you too much stress there. But I'm sure you had social media off and you were able to enjoy yourself. But coming back, take as much time as you need. Don't worry about this, like I said, spoiled community. Please. Again, for the hardcore fans, the mature adults who play this game, each and every one of them understand, and they will always gladly be here to see the next step of this game for as long as it takes. So please, whatever's best for you, take it. But in that post there, he did say that they're going to go ahead and restructure and add more devs to the project. Now, I don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes because I heard some people got fired, but I don't know if it was from XDefiant, specifically, or if it was from other titles. Again, if you guys want to fill me in on that stuff, go down in the comment section and leave all those details below. But regardless, adding more people to the team and, hopefully they can, how can I put this? Reprioritize certain aspects, I guess, and put different developers in different areas and, hire specialized people who can handle, things that the community really needs done. I think that would be phenomenal, especially since all the year one content is done. They don't really have to worry about prepping up content except for year two. So eventually they're gonna have to start cooking it up. But for the time being, I feel like they can really just keep, jamming through and trying to make sure everything else is polished off with more people coming into the picture. But next up on the list, ladies and gentlemen, and trust me, this one is a huge one. Mark Rubin said, "Thinking about remaking the Spiderbot to be a completely different skill. No more face hugging, but we'll do something else. We'll take time to do. But I really want a Spiderbot face like an MVP animation, and honestly, I would love that. I would love to have a little animation of the, the Spiderbot coming and jumping up on their face and they're all shocked or something. That'd be hilarious. But when it comes to completely remaking the skill, this is massive and not something I expected whatsoever. For me, when I initially heard what they're doing, it sounded like they just wanted the Spiderbots to be easier to hit, right? They were going to keep shocking people and being annoying. A free kill, basically. A freebie for the noobs. But to hear that they want to remove this and remake the skill altogether, this is the best news I have heard in months, honestly, ever since the game dropped. This is phenomenal, and I feel like a lot of people are going to be happy with this information. And to go a little bit further, again, this isn't really, like 110% the direction the devs are going to take, but just to give you guys a little hint on where they're thinking of changing, obviously the skill around to. This is a post by Nanakuza saying, maybe an EMP-like effect with a bit of screen disorientation. And Mark Rubin said, I was thinking in that same area. And it really got me thinking to myself, wouldn't it be awesome if the Spiderbot, instead of being, sort of like a lethal thing that hunts down opponents, instead it hunts down equipment, right? So instead of having the hacking tool where you hack the, the stuff and it becomes yours, the Spiderbot will go to the, utility and blow up and cause an EMP effect that will disable all the electronics, all the abilities, and, obviously take down, the opponent's abilities as well. Because as you know, when you get hit by an EMP grenade, yeah, you can still throw your grenades and stuff, but when it comes to using your ult or your not passive ability, sorry, but your side ability, you can't use it when you're EMP'd. This would be huge. It would be great for pushing objectives, and I'll feel so much more useful with using this. Like, I don't use the Spiderbot. It just feels like it sucks because I like DedSec, but the hacking tool is so situational, right? Like, it really depends on who you're versing, and you could have a team full of phantoms, but 9 times out of 10, they might be either noob phantoms that don't really, use their equipment that much. You're not hacking anything anyways, or they're more skilled players, and all they really use the phantom for is the 120 HP, so they're still not dropping that many mag barriers. You get lobbies where maybe people are using all, like echelon, just things you can't hack, so you can't always use it. But the Spiderbot would always be useful. It would always be useful. I would love throwing that thing down and have it run into a group of opponents and blow up and, take down their abilities and all that stuff. That would be so much better. Now, of course, we would still run into the issue and the problems of, the bot still running off into random directions, right? Like, the ideal situation would be that the bot would run up on, like, B flag and blow up, right? And affect 3 people and take down their equipment. That would be ideal. But you still have the occurrence of where it might run off and, find the one person on the outskirts because, that's the one it locks onto and it blows him up instead, making itself completely useless. So again, I would love to know what you guys think down in the comments section. Leave your opinions on how you can handle the Spiderbot, what you would like to see this ability changed to. Again, I think that the EMP effect would be the best way to go, but I want to know what you guys think about this overall situation as well. And one last thing I want to add to this. The fact that they're showing us that they are willing to change the skills, this gives me hope. Because before, they never really gave us any confirmation that they would adjust these things. More so just nerf and buff them around, right? But not actually strip actual skills and replace them with something else. I did not expect them to go that far, although I wanted them to. But they never really gave us any information or any, like I said, confirmation that gave me proof that they would indeed do that. But now, after seeing that they're willing to work around with the Spiderbot, I think it's time to adjust the 120 HP passive on Phantoms as well. I think this would be the perfect time to go ahead and do so. To reduce 120 to either 100 or 110. I think 110 would still be more reasonable, because then if you're at 110 or like 108, with the Cleaner's passive, the fire bullets, the fire rounds, then they can guarantee kill a Phantom. That could be the hard counter to having a little extra health on Phantoms, would be Cleaners, because still, even with Cleaners and 120 HP, it's not a hard counter. You know, if you get them down to 20 HP, that's not going to kill them with the fire bullets, right? But again, if they didn't have that additional 20 HP, any other operator, they would be dead. That's what always infuriates me the most. Every single time I see a Phantom and I get them down to like 20 HP, 10 HP, you know, anything like that, or 5 HP, and I'm just sitting there saying, oh, you know, it sucks, you know, I missed my shots and all, but man, if there were any other character, they would have been dead. It just hurts, man. I really do think it should just be stripped down to 100. You don't need it. You truthfully don't need it in this game, especially with how the movement is. You can dodge bullets pretty nicely, especially if you get more skilled within the game. You don't need 120 HP. The best alternative is to give them Flak Jacket and Task Mask, or just Flak Jacket only. But I think Task Mask would be also a great addition to, you know, prevent stuns and stuff of that sorts. I think that would be the perfect passive for Phantoms, because the whole goal of the Phantoms is to get them on the OBJ. You want to be an objective player, a team player. But why would you hop on the OBJ if you only have 100 HP with no other things that can protect you? The best thing would be able to prevent, you know, dying from grenades 24/7, all right? That would be perfect. It would encourage players as Phantoms to hop on OBJ and use their mag barriers to help their team and assist them to capture and hold objectives. I think that's the best way of this. I really do. And if they're willing to mess with the Spiderbot, it gives me faith and hope that one day down the road, we can see them mess around with 120 HP on the Phantoms as well. And ladies and gentlemen, last but not least here, for all the search and destroy players, because I know a lot of people have been waiting for the search and destroy mode, bomb mode, to come up into XDefiant. As you can see right here from Cpri, we need search and destroy, man. And Mark Rubin went ahead and responded saying, it's coming. The mode itself is done. That's the easy part. But adding spectator cam is all new tech in this engine, so been taking time. I also feel like this has been, you know, probably one of the biggest problems on why it's taken a while to see the kill cams, you know, introduced into this game. A lot of these different features, you know, we always have to keep in mind that this engine is basically built for the Division, right? It's not made for your typical arcade arena shooter. And I know everybody always says they should have used the engine that, you know, Rainbow succeeded and all this stuff. But again, it's not in their choice. And if you think that the developers will probably have a massive say, I'm sure that, you know, Mark Rubin and maybe the team had, you know, a handful that they could pick from. And this was probably the best one. And they probably have many reasons for why this was the best one to pick, you know, long term. If their plan is to have this game for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, there has to be some reason, some faith, some hope that they have that this would be the engine that they can craft and build over time. Because again, this game is a marathon, not a sprint, which is the biggest problem in this community. Nobody has patience. Nobody. Like I said, this community is filled with the most spoiled individuals you'll ever see in your whole life. It's wild. But again, this game is for the long haul, so this might be the best engine to do so. I don't know. But again, if you really think that the devs could say, oh, we want to use the COD engine or something like that, right? And expect Ubisoft to fork out a crap ton of cash, you've lost your mind. That's all Ubisoft decision. You know, they decide because it's a huge money factor involved with this, right? Huge money factor. Gameplay decisions, there's no money involved here, right? The devs can say, oh, well, this would work better than this in this game, and this might be better than this in this game. But when it comes to the engine, that involves money, and it's not in the devs' place to decide, you know, which one they can pick, no matter how good the engine would be for a first-person shooter. So yes, they have to build some of these aspects up from the ground up. So it is what it is, but I'm hoping that we can see this soon, and it's good that we have a little bit more information. Again, this is why I love Mark Rubin and I love this team, because in any other game we wouldn't get this information. We would have no clue what's going on or why it's taking so much time, but here we actually get to understand and we know why things are happening. And, you know, for people who don't understand game design, it's great to have some of this information because now you get a better understanding. But, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. We post daily or at 8 in the morning Eastern time, mostly XDefiant, but obviously as Black Ops 6 trickles out, we'll talk more news and stuff regarding that game. And last but not least, if you guys want to check out any of my live streams, I will be live today over on Twitch between 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern time, finding out some more XDefiant. If you guys are interested, want to hang out, and even hop into the open lobbies, you guys can find a link to my Twitch channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.